Alright everyone, we got some pretty big news this past weekend. The official casting for the live-action Legend of Zelda movie has been released. So we're going to talk about who they are, who got casted as the big two characters, and then we are also going to kind of do a few little predictions about what this movie could be, what it could follow, maybe what game it pulls from. But yeah, so first of all, we're on Entertainment Weekly, where they kind of talk about everything. Apparently there's not a whole lot of details on what game this follows or the plot, but I was reading this, and where is he? Director Wes Ball has teased the vision to Entertainment Weekly as this awesome fantasy adventure movie that isn't like Lord of the Rings, it's its own thing. So, a fantasy adventure movie, obviously. Legend of Zelda is one of those game series where, yeah, that's the whole point of it, is kind of solving puzzles, going through this world, this not open, some of the games it's open world, but basically exploring, having an adventure through this world of Hyrule, the kingdoms, the different races of like the Zora, the Deku people, what are the rock people called? I forget. It's been a while. But a few things are always the same, and those few things are the characters. So Link, our little green hero, and then Princess Zelda. So they finally released who they are. They're down here. Who is the Legend of Zelda cast? We have Zelda right here. Very nice. And then we have, Link right there. There he is. So, who are they? Bo Bragson for Princess Zelda. I don't know a whole lot about either of these actors, but she looks like Zelda. I don't know what she's been in, so I can't tell you how great of an actor she is, but from looking at this, it seems she's been in quite a few things, so that's promising. So 21-year-old... 21? Okay, so 21-year-old actress. I also thought this was funny, looking up these characters. Google has added this little text here. The whole, well, excuse me, princess, which comes directly from the cartoon. We get it.
Me, princess. Well, excuse me. Excuse me, princess. Excuse.
So I thought that was pretty funny. And then same thing for this. Get the little Link sound effects. This dude looks like him too. Like he's got that elf-like look about him, which is cool. Oh yeah, apparently he was the voice for Pinocchio. So yeah, this kid is a few years younger than the actresses, and I think that's good. Like, as I was looking up this news, I was like, 16? That seems kind of young. And then I was thinking back to the games. It's like Link is anywhere from 9, 10, 11 years old up to 18. Like, he's never any older than that, so I didn't know what I was expecting. So that's perfect, actually, having him be 16, having him, as a kid, as a teenager, which is what Link is, basically, in every game. So I'm happy with it. Like, these two, they look like the characters quite a bit. And from what I've heard, this is a separate little photo shoot where they purposefully made it in a place where it's Zelda-esque, out in nature. She's wearing the blue shirt, which could hint at maybe something. Maybe which game they want to kind of pull from. And then we got Link down here in kind of a green and brown shirt. Very Legend of Zelda-esque. So I'm happy with what actors they chose for the main roles. That's cool. I'm excited to see kind of what other characters will be in this movie, and with that, what actors they'll choose for those characters. One thing about Legend of Zelda, One thing about Legend of Zelda is that there's a lot of wacky and whimsical, like, people, characters, races, different species of things going on. So there's a lot that they could do with this. From what this article says, yeah, we don't know too much about which direction they're going to take it, but there are a lot of sort of possibilities, a lot of stories that they can explore. And obviously, if this movie goes well, chances at sequels and trilogies and that sort of thing, especially if it's this high fantasy like movie, and if it can compete with something like Lord of the Rings, that would be awesome. Lord of the Rings is in its own tier, but like if we get a movie that's real good, because the characters are there, the stories are there, if they do it right, there's a possibility of this being really, really cool. What would I like to see from something like this? I'm not sure, because my obvious answer for what I would like, and I think a lot of people would like, is an Ocarina of Time adaptation. But the more that I think about it, I'm not sure if I want a one-to-one kind of walkthrough of one specific game, just because there's so many games and they all have different styles. At least most of them have different styles from the others. Obviously, we got Ocarina of Time is very close to Majora's Mask, and then Breath of the Wild is like Tears of the Kingdom. Same with Wind Waker and Spirit Tracks, and then the OG Legend of Zelda and a few of the other games. So there's kind of sections they could pull from. It's a lot. But you don't want to do too much in one movie, I don't think. So you kind of just have to choose one of those paths and roll with it, and kind of focus on the tones or the story elements for those specific genres of Zelda, if you want to call it that. I think maybe a lot of people would want to see, Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild type Legend of Zelda. That's more open world, that's more adventure-like, that's more, hey, you can go off and do these other things, and yes, this certain thing is happening where Zelda's kind of, okay, I can't speak on Tears of the Kingdom, I didn't finish that game, I didn't get very far in it, but at least for Breath of the Wild, Zelda's kind of in that castle, so she's just chilling there, which I think could be important to this movie, is what they do with Zelda. What I don't want to see them do is make her be the main character. No offense to Zelda, but the story is about Link. Even though it's called Legend of Zelda, the story follows Link, and it should follow Link. However, for Zelda, even if she is captured for majority of the movie, I think if she has that vibe of like Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones, where it's like, hey, I'm captured, I'm in this enemy territory, but I'm going to embrace it with grace, embrace it with strength. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, because in Game of Thrones, Sansa is girly. She's more ladylike than her sister, like Arya, or like Daenerys, or like all these other, like Brienne of Tarth, who are known for like fighting and being a girl boss. But Sansa Stark is more ladylike. She's more, hey, I understand the situation I'm in. I'm going to try and use my brain. Since I'm not a fighter, I'm going to try and use the fact that I am a lady to kind of navigate this enemy territory and stay safe and try and stay hopeful that, hey, if I do my part here and try and play along with what's happening here, then eventually an opportunity will arise where either A, I can find a way out of it, I can save myself, or find an opportunity where someone else can help me get out, or B, waiting for Link, in this case, to make it there, to get there. Obviously, I don't want her to just be locked in a cage the whole movie. I want to kind of see little bits of her embracing that sort of different kind of strength, like opposite of. So you got the male, who's more, oh, let me fight my way through this, and then the female kind of using her wits and her I don't know, her wits to kind of and grace to kind of navigate whatever situation she's in. I'd like to see that. But we'll see what happens. In terms of what game I would like to see them adapt from, I don't know. I would love to see this side of Zelda, so Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. I loved the Majora's Mask game. That's one of my favorites. Obviously, if we did a 1-for-1 of Ocarina of Time, I don't really think that would work because of the whole, he's like 10 at first and then he time travels to being 18. Spoiler alert. Sorry. 20 years later, 30 years later. But I like that version of Legend of Zelda. His outfit, the world around him, the wacky characters in there, people like Sheik, which is actually Zelda. So maybe I'm eating my words with this whole I don't want Zelda to be a girl boss thing here, because Sheik is a cool character. And yeah, I like those vibes. I like, especially Majora's Mask. That could be really, really cool. Just because, like, a lot of the elements of it are creepy, are weird, are a little, I don't know. But it's intriguing. Especially a lot of the townsfolk in Legend of Zelda. What they could do, honestly, if they make the town people wacky like they are in these games, I would enjoy that. Like, a little too weird for comfort. If, like, am I the only? I don't know. I'm saying all this, and I'm just assuming that all of you watching kind of understand these games already, and what I'm talking about, the wacky vibes at a lot of places. But it's cool. Like, if we get elements of those towns and the villagers being a little wacky, and then going into shops and like, what the heck? Why is a dance party going on here? Like, having that weirdness to it, that intriguing wackiness to it. I think it's important to have it in that world, and to obviously have Link navigate that. What else do we need? We need some smashing of pots. We need him collecting rupees. We need him to not talk that much. Oh, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, Benjamin, become mute, my guy. Except for these sound effects. No, but no, really, if Link never talks, like, obviously it's a movie, maybe you have to talk sometimes, like the necessities. If bro is buying materials at a shop, like, hey, I need this, and those be the only words, really. Yeah, his talking has to be cut to a minimum. Can this dude express his emotions, his feelings through his face enough, through his expressions enough, to make it all believable? I don't know. We'll see. But I think that's very important for him to not be talking that much. What else do I want to see? I don't know. A lot. There's so many directions they could go with it. I don't know a whole lot on who's working on it or who's involved. Writers, directors, that sort of thing. I have no clue about who they are, what they do, what are their feelings on this. But as we get closer to this thing being real, having a release date, that sort of thing, once it gets closer and the plot revealed, I'll definitely go over it because I do want to kind of keep tabs with this movie, just because Legend of Zelda is one of those games that, even though I haven't finished a lot of the games, I've played a ton of them and gotten through like enough of the games. But I just find the world intriguing. Just having, the little green hero. He's very iconic. And I like the adventure of it. The, hey, let me be a knight in shining armor. Let me save the princess. That feeling you get as you're playing it, as you're playing old school Legend of Zelda games. And then, using your smarts to try and get through these temples, these puzzles, and at the same time, just like pure grit of, hey, this boss is pretty hard. I gotta figure out what his weaknesses are, what I have to use in my inventory to crack them, So, like if they find a way to perfectly weave all those elements of the Legend of Zelda game series, this could be an incredible movie. Honestly, after Nintendo did the cartoon Mario Bros, I just assumed they were going to be doing like an extended universe of Nintendo game movies, but cartoons. So I just assumed they'd have a cartoon Legend of Zelda, but instead we're getting a live action one, which could be cool, which could be really cool if they do it right. So I'm excited to see where this goes and what happens with it and kind of what direction they go. So with that, I'll leave it to you guys. I kind of want to hear what your thoughts are on it. Do you like who they chose as the cast? Which direction do you want to see them go with this movie? Kind of what game do you want them to most closely follow, or what combination of games, or what you want to see in a movie like this? Yeah, because right now it's just kind of up in the air. No one really knows a whole lot about it, but it's got a lot of potential. I think it could be really cool. So that's all I really have to say about it. If you guys got through this video, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing and liking. It means a ton, a lot more than you guys think. Every time you guys comment, like, subscribe, I appreciate that a ton. It helps me out a lot more than you could imagine. So yeah, if you like this video or this sort of video, I'll definitely have more of those coming for you guys. And if you want me to talk about anything else movie related, let me know in the comments and I will see if I can get to that. If it's something that I find super interesting, then I'll certainly talk about it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this. I think they did a good job for casting. Yeah, those are my Zelda and Link. They look great. I wish them the best. Hopefully they're not getting too much crap on the internet, because at the end of the day, well, this dude, he's still a kid. She's an adult now, but still young, and I know there's a lot of people passionate about this game, this franchise, so I just hope that they're both free from any of the harm that the internet can bring them. So yeah, good luck to them. I'm excited to see where this goes. Alright, that's all I have to say. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. See ya.